Crazy. All right. Did we hit the right one?
What's that?
Did we hit the right one? Oh yeah. Hey, there you go. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Hey, my first.
What's
rodeo,
up?
Pilgrim.
Hey, you never know. What's up, Joseph? What's up, Marco? Jeff. Super Sport. What's up, Walter? How you guys doing, man?
That's off. That's off. That's on.
What's up, Ada?
Plug me in and turn me on.
I like his welcome to the show.
Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside. Come inside.
Yeah.
Vegas in the house.
What's up? Hang on, let me see if he can. I find this one. Look at that.
Hi, mofos. I feel like Fernando today. I got blood all over my knuckles. So, best question of the day. When we were offline, his guy came in, was asking about how to set up his LCQ1.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, he had no idea what the heck he was doing. He was complaining everything was shutting off. And so we talked round and round in circles for a minute because he wasn't understanding what I was saying.
Correct.
And he finally goes, so I should start with my gains turned all the way down?
So you think?
Bingo! We have a winner. Yes, you should definitely start with your gains turned all the way down, for God's sakes. So, anyways, that was fun.
That was good.
You got a Coke and a banana.
I'm hungry.
So you're gonna have potassium and sugar. Awesome. Frozen in the house. Stereo Kings. Wow, we got Stereo Kings and Absolute.
Better than
Absolute
having
of
a
Rockville, Maryland, and Stereo
Hands.
Kings. 4 stores. Can you
Yeah.
be located in your Oregon?
Oregon. Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that one just never sticks, and I wear the shirt all the time.
Yeah.
I know
my
it
shirt.
just doesn't.
Thank you, by the way.
Doesn't seem right in my head because, like, really, honestly, moments in life you never thought you'd like meet somebody like and talk to somebody from Oregon.
Really?
It just doesn't like.
Dude, I've been
I don't
seeing
know.
so many pictures from Oregon and they awesome. It
Oh.
looks really cool. I want to
Yeah, I
go there.
mean, I got that. I'm just saying. All right, so we teased it on the show earlier. If you call it the 5 Minutes with 5 Star, we know it's a funny name.
Mm-hmm.
It all rhymed. That's why that came about. What's up, guys? Massachusetts. Coke and a smile. Anyways. So, December 9th, Haley and I are flying out to, over there, next to Oregon, we're going to go to Washington, Minnesota.
Washington State?
We're going to Washington State. I got a phone call the other day from a one and only Chris Bennett, and he was like, hey, man, love that documentary you did for Kicker. What do you think about doing one for us at Audio Control? I, of course, had to pause for a moment, sit back, relax, think, ponder.
Mm-hmm.
Is this something I should do? No, I'm kidding. Are you kidding me? I said, hell yeah. When you want to do it, bro?
Yeah.
So we're going to fly out, and Haley and I are going to fly.
What's up, Johnny?
Totally pissed, by the way. It's a last minute thing. Somebody's got to work. You draw the short straw in life. Anyways.
Hey,
Dick.
it's okay.
MVP, baby.
I'm
You
the
know
MVP,
it. You
man.
are the MVP. There's no question about that. Can you use a DSR-1 without flashing it? Yes, you can. Should you? No. You should always do an
Right.
update on every DSP that you have. You can.
You're
can
going to have
walk
some
through the
problems.
settings.
So.
Check out the 7 Wonders of Oregon on YouTube if you have a chance. Okay. Wait, I want to go with you. Sorry,
Okay.
honey. We'll see you in January. Anyways, so flying out there for 2 days, it's going to be a whirlwind adventure for sure. We're taking the red eye back, so we're going to work half day Monday, fly out there, be there Tuesday. Wednesday, we leave at like 10 o'clock so we can get back here by noon on Thursday because we got, work to do and stuff. But
Jerk.
yeah, so we got a lot of stuff planned. Jerk. Sorry, bro. Hey, who went to California didn't mention it.
Right,
Not saying,
exactly.
hung out with Andy for 4 days, jerk. Anyways, the plan is this. We're going to fly out there. We're going to do a live show. We're going to do a documentary, just like we did at Kicker, where we're going to take a tour of the facility where they manufacture things.
What's
We're
up,
gonna
Wayne?
Talk to the CEO. your boy.
Yep.
Then we're gonna have a special prize. There's going to be a special prize. Kentucky in the house. It was cold. It will be cold.
What's up, Andrew?
Anyways, when are you going to audio control? Date. We're gonna be there from the 9th and 10th. That's it. So I'm sorry, the 10th and the 11th.
Yeah.
We fly out the 9th. We get there on the 10th. The 11th we fly out at 10:30 at night on the 11th. It's just get there, do the documentary as fast as humanly possible, take a bunch of pictures, a bunch of B-roll. And we're going with Haley, so that means 2 shows. We're going to do The Boring Life of Dean and Haley, as well as...
There you go.
Granted, you might never see it at this rate, but because I
Exactly.
apparently suck as an editor. 2021 Mustang Evo radio. Oh, yeah, right? Just the car itself. I mean, okay, I will give Mustang this. They picked the perfect time to come out, because if anyone was hating on that, with Tesla introducing the pickup truck, quickly everyone forgot about how the dumbest idea in the world Ford has ever come up with, a Mustang SUV, and was quickly replaced by
The Tesla.
the Tesla pickup truck.
Yep.
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on Ford. I don't have any problems with the idea of a Ford, of branding things out like that. Dodge has been very successful with the Ram coming out with, but they all kind of flow. So it's like a pickup truck, a van, and whatnot. Whereas like a Mustang car, I would have been more excited if they would have just come out with a Mustang hybrid or battery operated Mustang. Like for me, the ultimate car that I would like to own is my Camaro with batteries. I don't need to go 100 miles an hour. I just need something that looks really cool.
Right.
Yes, Johnny, you've pretty much summed it up for me. I would have used the explicive,
That's right.
but
No,
thank you for keeping
and
it
that's
PG-13.
perfectly fine. That's right.
2018 Tacoma with JBL. Any 2-ohm speaker replacements available? Yes, you have anything from Harman, which would be JBL and JBL and Infinity.
Yep.
Both working that. Also, really what you want to look at is like some of the Hertz speakers are like 3 ohm. You want to look at the efficiency rating. So you want something with Infinity. Yes.
Yep.
Thank you. You want something with a high efficiency, because even though the ohm load is different, if you get something with a high efficiency, that will compensate for the fact that the ohm load is a little off. So for example, if you have a 2 ohm speaker, but it's only like 89 dBs of efficiency, as opposed to you have a 4 ohm speaker that's like 97 or 94, 95 dBs of efficiency, that's going to be almost as loud.
25 hertz to lie. I never
25.
see. I never see the Serving Vega boxes.
Loaded 12 box, any good?
I haven't seen it yet.
I mean,
so
okay,
I don't
so Diamond Audio and Cerwin Vega are the same company now.
Right.
So
I'm guessing it's good.
I'm sure they're not terrible. I mean, they probably work good.
Right.
Break glass, room for improvement. What DSP would you use?
In the 84 Cutlass with three amps, 1 bass, 1 4-channel, and two channel.
Okay,
and
so,
2-channel.
So it sounds
man.
like we got 6 channels for highs, 2 channels for sub. Any 8-channel DSP right off the top of my head.
8-channel?
Because
Kicker has a 8-channel.
I mean, well, he wants a DSP. Kicker doesn't have a
Well,
8-channel
no,
DSP.
but like, I mean, is it 8-channel DSP?
He's already got the amplifiers. Kicker makes no DSP.
Okay.
Why would you say Kicker?
No,
you mean audio control?
No.
Because you could go with the DM.
8-channel, that's it.
You go with DM608.
He already has,
What do you want to feed it with would be more the question. Just want to do Bluetooth in there again, DM608 with the Bluetooth dongle. You don't even need a radio. You can feed your music right into it, and they have the new app that's coming out that you can control. You'll be able to control the volume from. You got the Alpine that has 12-channel DSP. You have, dude, you could even do, you could go minimal. You could do DSR1. But something with 8 channels, for sure. You could go with the Phoenix Gold. I don't know what your source unit is, so that's where it's going to get weird. No, the Tesla truck looks like scrap of aluminum recycled cans. I honestly think it's a joke. I do think. What's up, Wolf?
What's up, man?
X-Man, you remember the name of the video by chance? I don't remember.
No, they talking.
Oh, they're talking? Okay.
They're talking. So he's talking.
That Tesla pickup looks like a Johnny Cab. Yeah, I saw that posted. Do you know what Johnny Cab is from?
No.
It's an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Hi, welcome to Johnny Cab.
I think so.
How may I help you?
Hello from
Total
Cincinnati.
Recall, my friend. Total Recall. The chick with the 3 boobies. He said,
Hey guys, I have a little bit of NJ noise coming out from the speakers and subs. I have 2 amplifiers,
1 4-channel,
4-channel, 4 doors and subs. What do you recommend? Thanks. Abel.
Okay, so if you got it coming out of the sub amp 2, chances are good it's coming from the source unit or bad ground, or one is feeding the other. At this point, what you're probably going to want to do is localize the problem. So start with the 4-channel amp, because that's usually the one that it's most prevalent on. Unplug your signal and just kind of work your way backwards. So maybe plug a phone into channels 1 and 2 and see if the sound goes away. You know, see if it's generated at the amp or it's generated at the source. You can also unplug the radio, plug your phone in behind the radio at there and run it through the RCAs that are in there. Check your grounds. Check the ground at the radio, check the ground at the amplifier. Check the RCA. Sometimes simply draping an RCA from the radio to the back to the source, or back to the from the source unit to the amplifier will fix it. So it's a lot of work, but somewhere in there, you know, once you've ruled out all the possibilities, then you have to start looking at the equipment. But there's a lot of steps before you get to there. It could be a speaker that's got a slight grounded voice coil that's just backfeeding. So test with one speaker connected to the amplifier. You know, you got to go all the way to the beginning.
All right. What speakers do you recommend? What subs do you recommend for KXA 800.1? 12 L7s or dual 12s comp Rs?
Oh, 112 L7. That just depends on volume. I mean, if you're looking for volume, the 212 comp R is probably going to be louder.
I would go with the comp R.
It's more conary, so I think it's going to be louder. I think, you know, you might be impressed with the 112 sounding good and like, yeah, dude, that's 112, that rocks on. But I still think you're probably going to be louder with the 212.
Yeah.
Have you done any Tesla cars? Nope. Matt gets all those. Matt Schaefer up there in the north gets all those guys and posts all his cool videos.
Who else is the one?
Using a DD1 to set sub-amp gains, inside speakers are on deck power. How do I use the 40 hertz test tone without blowing them inside? You really can't. Unplug them. I mean, unplug them. It's the easiest thing to do. If you're trying to do that, is unplug them. I mean, it's a lot of extra work, but there's no easy way around this. You gotta unplug them.
All right, Kicker KS or Alpine S?
Kicker KS. We're done. Kicker KS. Kicker KS sound way better than the S series. Never been a fan of the S series. You know, if you're gonna go Alpine, go R. You go X. Other than that, they're dead to me.
How would you do the factory speaker? How do you know if the factory speaker is blown? I get I get a sound, but every so often it cuts out, and I haven't tapped into the door panel.
So it sounds to me like there's probably a short somewhere in the voice coil, and what you're doing is a thing that I like to call jumping the gap, is where you just keep, as long as the speaker's moving and where the break is outside the gap, or it's just small enough to where it keeps the electromagnet doing what it needs to do, and you can kind of get it started, then...
Sorry, James.
You know, it's a bad speaker. There's no question about it. Yeah. The only other thing it could be is a bad wire, but if you're telling me you're tapping the door and it's coming back on, it's a bad speaker.
All right. What's better? Coax RCA or copper RCA for amp connections?
I mean, it just depends on the level of coax you're using. Do you have where are the blue ones? Did you put those somewhere?
Which ones?
The pretty blue ones. The 6,000s that you had.
8,000?
No, the blue ones. Those are like 7,000s or something. Those. Yeah, those.
This is the...
What is this?
This is 6,000.
This 6,000?
Yeah.
So like this is a coax style cable. These are my favorite. I love these. I love coax style connectors.
4,000.
You know, here's a 4,000. I like this. I always have. I like it because you can pull it apart and it's just one. I also like it because even though the prettiest RCA, you know...
Hey, look at that. I have this one.
Yeah,
I can show you.
So even though this to me is like the prettiest RCA they've ever made, I love this copper. I love all this about it. This drives me crazy. So like they have this. I like these, but like this is way prettier to me. But I like the coax. I personally like this. I know the 9,000s, which are the are more like this style here.
This is the same
you know, if you've got the room and you got the budget, definitely go 9,000s.
Yeah,
otherwise, you know, get the high end. Get this. I like this. If you're just asking.
Right.
Okay.
8,000s. Yeah.
I reset it on my radio, and after that, it never came on again. Oh.
Look at the 9,000s right there.
Oh, that's bad. So at that point, I would unplug it. Actually, physically
take it out,
and physically unplug it. It's, a lot of the times it could be that. Are you doing much with WaveTech? Funny you should ask. They actually came in yesterday.
Did you lose something?
No, there's a freaking mosquito. Get to play that game.
Wow.
Anyways, they came in yesterday. We talked to them. So one of the things that they're working on is their new DSP. That's a 10 in, 8 out, along with AR compatibility. Oh, that's gonna drive me crazy.
Slow down, man.
I'm really excited about that.
I use pants.
And we, of course, talked about other things that they have in the works that are kind of exciting. The problem that we have with them is that... Really?
If you're gonna do an Alpine system, full Alpine SCAR system with the Alpine source is fine. Yeah, no problem. Alpine source is good. SCAR.
The Raptor was the weak. That's pretty much all that pretty much took up the whole game. I like the 8000. Brian.
Yeah,
of course
I like
you
the
like
8000s, man. Yeah, pretty good. What do you think about the Sony?
Yeah, here's the deal. If you like floating radios, and that's why I asked earlier, what do you guys think about the Height 10? Because, you know, that's a 10-inch floating radio. The Sony is a new floating radio, right? Or is that the floating radio?
Yeah, the
7000?
Sony?
Is that the floating radio? I think so.
Yeah.
Their model numbers.
I mean, we don't do Sony. That's probably the reason, but...
I mean, we saw it at Knowledge Fest. Ada has one.
Yep.
Nolte has... Everyone has one but us, which is fine. It makes total sense.
I have the GS9, so I'm good.
I'm not a fan of the floating radios. There isn't one that just drives me crazy. I don't like them. Victor loves his Halo 9. He likes the floating radio.
I'm from New Zealand.
Everyone that we do loves their floating style radio. If that's your thing, and you like Sony, boom.
Yeah.
You know, that's all there is to it. I mean, it's not like it's doing. It's not like Sony came out with a new operating system and made a big screen and it's like, voila, here we go. We have 10.0.
It's just a bigger screen.
It's like, all right, so what we did is we took our little screen operating system and we stretched it big and we made it float outside of the dash. What do you think? Yeah. Ooh, give me more of that. You know, Alpine did the same thing. Stinger just started that way. They said, you know what, 3 years ago when Nathan and I were looking at the Elevate in his dash and I was going, what the hell are you guys doing? Long before a Halo ever existed, I was like, what is the point of this? He's like, oh yeah, this was 3 years ago, guys, maybe even 4, when the first Elevate, it wasn't even called the Elevate back then, it just had a project number, and it was just sitting in his Prius. That's right, he drives a Prius. And, we were going all through it, and we're talking about all the things that it had and didn't have, and we're gonna have, and, I mean, this was like, and, it was like, I hated it. I hated the idea. I still do.
Okay, I don't get this question.
Doesn't mean I wouldn't put one in my car, though. If the Elevate was...
Oh, yeah.
Because if the Elevate was iData compatible...
Definitely.
I'd be the first one putting that thing in my car. Because it has a dimmer wire.
Yep. I totally lost that one, man. Oof. Oh, right here. I have a DDX 9703. Can I use the 9903 double USB cable?
No. No, it's totally different. Okay. No. Nope. On an amp with built-in DSP, can the DSP features be bypassed? Zapco. Well, you don't have to turn anything on.
What's up, Rover?
Any amplifier that has a DSP in it, if you don't turn anything on, it's just a straight amplifier. So, yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, I don't know why you would, but yes, you can. You can just make it a straight amplifier. That was the design of the Q class, was that if you never plugged it into a laptop to activate the DSP, it was just a basic amplifier. Now, you will have to go in and still go through the basic setup process behind it, but you're just going to bypass every feature there is. So you're going to turn off the de-equalization, you're going to turn off all that stuff inside of it, and or just never set it up, and then it's just going to be a straight,
all right.
Amp.
Do you know a filter... Oh, where is it? To eliminate the noise from the LED headlights. Noise is only on the FM, not Apple CarPlay or Bluetooth through. It's a DMX 706S and a Nissan Altima.
No.
Well, I mean,
no, there's there's no line filter for that though, because it's RF noise, so you need an RF filter, which means it has to be something that physically encapsulates the headlight bulbs. It's just like if you have a crappy made Class D amplifier anywhere near your antenna, you're going to have the same problem.
Right.
It has to have the shielding built into the lights. it's not like it's coming over the power line. It's literally just bleeding RF. So that's why you don't have the problem in any of the other things, because it's not there.
No, we haven't done any of the new Ford Explorers yet, so it's ugly is that one too.
Well, John, okay,
John
so John Brettel, guy we were talking about earlier, up in Atlanta, did one. If you're in car audio and you do this for a living, check out Educar, because that's where he posted all the information that he found on Educar, which is Ken Ward's page. It's Educar. But I know that there's a tuner amplifier in the passenger side rear by the air conditioner. That's what kind of threw him off for a little bit.
Well, the radio's in here.
Nav TV.
The other side is, yeah.
If it's the Bang & Olufsen system, Nav TV's A to B piece will work on it. And they did a lot of updating between the two to get it to work.
It's Alex.
Hammer time. Will the High 10 have universal EQ? I think it's a 13 band or 15 band, or it's the same. It's the same that's in the Elevate. It's the same EQ that's in the Elevate. They didn't change anything there.
We flashed the Halo 9 a few times. It looks pretty good. Yeah, I mean, if you flash it, yes. Actually, Stinger gave us this to flash the radio. This is the template.
Yeah, and if you have a laser, they'll actually just send you the SVG file so you can cut your own.
There you go.
So yeah, there again, doesn't matter. I still not gonna get excited about it. For 2,500 watts RMS, how many runs of zero gauge would you need? I mean, 2,500 watts is okay.
1-0.
Go on to kicker.com. Go to the support tab or the education tab that they have. They have a power wire calculator, or just Google power wire calculator. And what you want to take is the feet that you're running and the amount of amperage that the amplifier draws, the real amperage. And then you just follow it over, and it'll tell you how much power wire you need for how many feet you're going to run. So you want to use a power wire calculator. Just DC power wire calculator on Google, and it'll be a nice little flow chart. I got to print one of those. And that's what you need, because otherwise you're just guessing. You could run 4 runs of zero gauge if you want. It's not like it's going to hurt anything. What DSP or integration unit do I need for 2019 Chevy Traxxas with touchscreen, no premium sound system or navigation, but does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto? Right now there is, you asked that earlier, so now we know you have a basic system. So right now there is a company that makes a harness. It's about $250 for the harness, so I would probably, everyone that we've done until we found about that, we've just cut the harness. No one actually makes a T-harness for that car yet. As far as the output, it's a 4-channel output coming out of that radio. I'm guessing it's very similar to the Colorado we just did. For that one, we could get into the controls for the radio and turn down the chime volume a lot, which was awesome. So for that, we just did a standard 4-channel connection into a Q-Class, the Q-Class 1005 kicker, which is a 4-channel input. So any DSP that has 4-channel input times how many outputs you want is the way to go. It's going to be high level out of the radio, channel for channel, real simple. Okay, sorry, don't need to use the word real simple, but that's how that would get connected. It's going to be high level into a DSP.
Correct.
We made it so it didn't stick out at all.
Yeah.
The screen is flush with the dash. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you have to do the modification and all that stuff.
Bobby, you're weird. Rubber Van Hoyt.
I heard about that one, Bobby. Ballistic. It's just like any other one, I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, hey, it's a bunch of Asians sweating their asses off, making stuff that we feel is cool. I won a joyriding radio with SPDIF output in April. It's surprising, a great radio. Been fun having all features in a tablet style in my car. Nice. The fact that it still works, Hammer, is awesome. I remember you talking about that way back when.
What's that, John?
And it's still going, and it's been past 6 months, so that's pretty incredible.
Dude, are you serious?
I was so close. Oh, it's
Come
killing
on,
me.
man, just let it go.
I can't. It's irritating the heck out of me. Hey, from Norway, 6 hours in the future. Lucky guy. Although I'd much rather have the 6 hours of sleep. So that's cool. I have a Pioneer 8400 GPS unit, and the screen goes black a couple times a month. Any known problems? No. That's a strange one. I mean, I'd like to say check to see if there's a software update, but that to me sounds like a hardware issue that scares me a lot. That's probably one of those things that you're on borrowed time.
All right.
Hold on. Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Can a sound system be tuned without any special equipment besides your aftermarket stereo? Like tune it?
Okay, so that was a bad question that you asked. The immediate answer to that is yes and no. In the fact that if you don't know what you're listening for, because your ears are the end result, okay? Hold on. Anywhere on the access, stop moving. Access may update the stop-start modules or with Toyotas. Keith, I don't know about that one, only because like we haven't talked to them since we've done that. Okay. Your ears are the end result, okay? Your ears are the only equipment you need to listen, therefore they're the only thing you need to tune a stereo. The problem is your ears. If you don't know what to listen for, it really doesn't matter how good they are. My ears are old, they've been abused, therefore I rely a lot on the equipment, such as an RTA. I need to because I can't necessarily hear the minute details that I used to be able to hear when I was younger. So looking at an RT and visually seeing what is happening helps a lot because I can use my eyes to, decipher what they're doing and adjust accordingly. Then when I get in, I can listen to it and be like, oh yeah, it sounds good. That's what I wanted. So there again, that's why, plus you can't see distortion over voltage, so you can't, look at the output of the amplifier and go, yep, it's clipping. Now, some amplifiers have clipping indicators built into them now, but that's technically a tool. It just comes with the equipment you have. So basic tools are essential, something like an oscilloscope, and being able to see the signal output. But, if you're hooking up to a factory radio, you still can't see what it's doing. That was the comment I opened the show with when a guy said, should I start with my gains all the way down? He's putting in an LCQ1, and on an LCQ1, without having an RTA to set those dials, that's a 12 dB plus or minus boost from your EQ on a dial, okay? Now, 12 dBs, all right? So if you've already got a signal that is coming out of the radio that's got a 6 dB boost in it, and you boosted another 12 dBs, okay? That's 18 dBs of boost times 100. That's a lot of freaking power you're trying to ask that amplifier to do to that speaker. That's insanity, okay? So there again, your ears might not necessarily be able to figure that out. So yeah, having tools that your eyes can see what your ears can't, it's what it makes. But don't get me wrong. For the first part of my career back in the 90s, having an RTA was a luxury we just did not have. So we would sit in a car and we'd use a digital multimeter to set the gains on amplifiers. You do the math, you figure out, okay, if it's a 500 watt amplifier, it should put out 500 watts at 4 ohms. Do the mathematical equation, play a 40 hertz test tone, dial it into that amount of voltage output, and that's all you're going to get out of that amplifier. Whether it can do more or not doesn't matter because you have no way to see where clip is. Now you turn to the EQ. Well, you play your tweeters, you play your mid-range, you just tune it accordingly, and that was that. And that's just how you did it. Guys like Jeff, well, they had access to, big audio control RTAs that cost $1,500 to $2,500 back then, and they would do that, and they were way ahead of the curve. So, there you go. Next question.
Okay.
Ooh, hey, an F-150 question.
Yeah.
Super Crew.
2015.
Super Crew.
Yeah. Can I ground to the chassis?
Through the vent in the back of the cab.
Electrical problems. I'm going to be running 900 RMS single L7. Please help.
No.
It's if
it's
aluminum.
aluminum, go to the battery. That's it. Yeah. End of story. If it's aluminum, go to the battery. Doesn't matter. You got to think of it like this. Okay, so like if you pull off the back panel, okay, that carpeted back panel, there's a ground point on either side. That's the factory ground. But because it's an aluminum chassis, things change. The math changes a lot because it's not like welded together. It's like stamped and riveted and glued. It's like wow, really, guys? So there again, the frame is not necessarily, it's steel, which isn't, it's just bad. Everything about it is bad. But the point is those 2 ground points right there. Why people say, oh, why don't you use them? You know, and if you got like a couple hundred watts, yeah, you probably are right. You probably can. But you got to think of it like a fuse, okay? And that the resistance that ground has between this point and the battery is extremely high. It might not be capable of supporting the circuit. So, like, you wouldn't run a power wire into a fuse box and tap it in there. No, you're going to go to the battery because you know that fuse box doesn't have the amperage capability of what you're trying to draw. That tap in the back now on that aluminum car is the same way. That might only be a 15 amp capable ground. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's all it will do. And anything above that, the resistance gets too high, you're just going to melt the wire. All right? Just like you would in the glove box. Or, I mean, at the fuse box. So, just run the damn thing to the battery.
Yeah, I mean, and believe me, it's not that hard.
Yeah,
it's not.
Stinger marine wire. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Red and yellow, baby, all day long. You can buy a kit. You can actually buy a kit, even though it comes with a circuit breaker that I'm not a big fan
Oh, man,
of.
I like that one. Rubber band hood. If a magnet won't stick, it won't ground.
Exactly.
That's
And honestly, I had to have that conversation with Paul the other
awesome.
day because Paul was like, how do we know? Because he's not getting the whole year thing. And I'm like, you just walk out with a speaker. See if it sticks to the car. If it doesn't, it's aluminum.
What?
What's the best way to run a new speaker wire in the door of a 2017 Dodge Ram? Is that one a plug? I think it's a plug, but I think the plug actually comes out of the mold. I'm not sure.
I don't remember if that's a Molex plug or not.
I know it is, but I don't know if it's a floating Molex. So here's the deal. On some cars, there's what's called a floating Molex, meaning the Molex clips into, or we're just calling it the connector,
What's up, gang?
clips into the boot, but it will unclip from the boot, and the boot will still clip in. So you have to find out what you have. So like on an F-150, the boot and it's all one piece. So it's not like you can go around the boot. So you have to figure out if you can go around it or through it. There again, if it's not crucial, like, oh my gosh, you know, that the 12 inches of factory wiring that is run up to the kick, tap the wire there, and then just have the 12 inches of factory wiring to go into the door.
All right, before I lost this one.
Yeah, go.
Question about the Kenwood and Pioneer head units regarding
Time
time alignment. Pioneer steps are 1 inch and Kenwood steps are 0.0 inch. Is that a notable difference when sitting?
No. Here's the deal with Pioneer time alignment. Kenwood time alignment is pretty much normal. Depending on the year that it was made, you may have to do math, meaning you might have to find the 0 point where you subtract. So if this is 60 and this is 30, you might just put this to 0, put this to 30. Pioneer is totally whacked. Pioneer is actually backwards. When you're adjusting for the driver, you actually have to adjust the passenger. So you set the delay backwards. Japanese. I don't know, but either way, for time alignment, the easiest thing to do on a Pioneer is play a polarity pulse. Okay, pop, 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 fade to the front. Make sure turn on time alignment. Set everything to 0. Okay, because you can't. When you turn on time alignment, it automatically goes in and adjusts volume and adjusts time alignment. Put everything to 0. Volume, meaning speaker level to 0, as well as distance to 0. And then just adjust the passenger side until you get a center image.
All right.
Takes like 3 minutes.
I got this one.
You can do the same with a Kenwood, just do the right speaker the right way.
There you go. 2014 4Runner SR5. It has a rear door speakers and the left gates.
Yes.
Right? Would you rather upgrade the rear door speakers with the Kicker KS and disconnect the rear hatch, or upgrade them all?
So it's actually a pass-through. Those rear speakers are connected series.
The amp is a PDX B9. Okay.
Yeah. So the rear speaker, both rear speakers play through one another. So if you're going to replace one, you technically should replace the other, or you have to jump it in the rear. So that because you just can't, if you unplug these will cut out.
Yeah.
So you have to actually jump it in the rear. Personally, I would just replace the door speakers and put the jumper in the rear and call it a day.
Yeah.
Because you really, who cares? Yeah. But yeah, you can't just unplug them. If you unplug them, you're like, where did my sound go? Loop it. I would EQ and crossover first. Okay. I don't know what we're talking about, but whatever he said.
Okay.
Do you know the type of connector on a 3rd gen Tacoma tweeter by any chance? No. No. The Toyota is just all over the board. Sometimes the ones up in the dash are 4-pin because it's the loop through to go to the driver's door. We just like, we're doing the Focals, just grab the bag of Focal parts on the counter and we just pick the ones we need and then we throw the ones in the box, and then when we get other cars in, we're like, hey, we have the ones we need.
All right. He typed a few times. All right. Let's see. What DSP amp combo and speakers would you recommend for a 2003 BMW 745?
Oh
it's
man,
just like,
that's just a nightmare car, man.
That's a 7 Series. It has the Logic.
Yeah, Logic 7. So
I mean, definitely you need.
You need a new car. I mean, not to be mean, but you need a new car. That's just a tough car in general. If it's what I'm thinking,
it's gonna be expensive. I'm guessing.
Well, okay. So the radio. So if you pull out the CD player, the CD player is a radio, and I believe there's actually 4 channels of output at that, and then that also goes out and feeds the Logic 7. But I think those 4 channels there are full range. Okay, that you can actually just tie in behind the radio and do super simple. You don't have to go like through Logic 7 and all that crazy stuff. So, but there again, it's the 2003. It's kind of old. I don't remember. But I would slide that out ever so carefully because you have to make sure you don't crack the wood grain around it if it's the one I'm thinking about. And then it's just a standard European like
harness,
like 9550 or whatever that one is, 8550 harness.
Yeah.
It's not the old one. It's the newer one with the round pins. I think. I don't know, or it's the one with the clip.
I think it's with the clip.
Yeah. Either way, I think there's 4 channels of output behind the radio. Hey. 745 is one of the worst cars audios ever. Oh, totally agree, and that's why I said buy a new car. I have seen people too that have pulled out the top screen and they put a new shallow mount radio up in the top screen.
Yeah.
So they've just pulled that out. I know it has that, but they pulled that all out and they just butcher it up a little bit and make it look pretty. And
that's what I say is going to be expensive.
Yeah. Oh, but you know what? Connects 2
yeah.
just came out with a new dash kit for the 5. The newer 5s that have that 2-piece system. Not that does this guy any good, but I saw it the other day on their Instagram page.
And now we talk about the dash kits. Where is the best place to find dash kits? Kits.
Full range at Radio and 7 Series. Yeah. Boom, see, look at that.
So dash kits you can find packaudio.com, right there, or metroonline.com.
Spiral Audio,
and all. But
if you're in Europe, Connects 2,
which
Connects 2, or which is Auto Leads. Is it All Leads or Auto Trends?
Auto Leads.
Auto Leads.
Auto Trends for cars.
And then you got the Scosh.
Yep.
Nav TV.
Yeah, but the main things is.
But that's the thing though. Yeah. The main guys aren't going to have some of the hard to get stuff.
Right.
So it's all these other things. Like, yeah, sure, if you need a kit for a Toyota pickup truck, yeah, you go to Metra, you go to Pack. But if you need one for Mercedes-Benz, yeah, you can go to Metra, but honestly, I'm going to Spiral. Because Spiral is importing the Connects 2 kit, which is way better. Or I'm going to, what's the one that sells the Infinity stuff for like the SC430? I always get the name wrong, because anyway. Beat Sonic, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so... Moscone DSP. Now we talk about Moscone.
Joaquin and Fernando from Clovis, California. I'm going SQ baby. What are your thoughts on the Moscone DSPs?
I'm guessing they're awesome. Hey, what's up, Justin? Now that we talk about Moscone,
I've never used the Moscone DSP.
No.
There again, download the software. They keep saying they're going to send us one. They never have. I gave up.
Yeah, but
we did buy this is the Bluetooth dongle we were talking about the other day. This is a high-res audio Bluetooth dongle.
Yeah.
And the reason why we wanted to get these, and we didn't get these we got them through the rep. So John Schneid took care of us on these. Yep. He hasn't sent me the bill yet, and I'm actually kind of scared because I know there is a bill coming. And these retail for $300 a piece, and like an idiot, I didn't know how much they cost. So I was just like, send me 2! And I was like, holy.
Never mind, can I return it?
But the reason why we wanted these is because when we had the Ford Raptor here, not the one we just did, we had John's Ford Raptor, which has the
Utopia
M's in it, Nick Wingate was streaming from his iPad using the Onkyo app his high-res files.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we're going to stream it? And he goes, shut up. I was like,
yeah.
And he goes, man, I got this, bro.
Yeah, he's like...
He didn't say I got this, bro, but he did tell me to shut up.
He said, like, just sit down.
Yeah, sit down, shut up, and listen.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was like, whoa, dude, we're streaming this off your iPad? He's like, yeah, man, this is like next level Bluetooth stuff that doesn't exist in the real world. And I was like, crap. I got out of the truck, immediately went to John. I was like, John, I need 2 of these. Like, now. It has a Toshlink output. It does have RCAs, but why?
Yeah, exactly.
I got it for the Toshlink. Power ground, remote in, and remote out. There again, why? And then when he showed up with these little tiny boxes, I was totally taken away because I was like, they're so small. But then I was like, it's a Bluetooth dongle. It's literally a chip. Who cares? But yeah, so there we go. Could I use Rockford Faw's AT 750.1 and BD on a 2019 Ram factory rear channels for high level input, or will the factory start stop affect it? Factory start stop will affect it, and also, dude, if it's got the 8-inch screen, it's 2019, you want to get an Amp Pro, not high level, because you want to get full frequency output, not the crap that has bass roll off, that has active crossover on the rear channels. The front channels would be the ones you'd want to use, but even that has bass roll off and active crossover, so it's going to sound at best. They make the Amp Pro both. I would just get the Amp Pro from PAC if you're just going to be doing subwoofers. Yeah, sure, it's an investment. I understand that, but as far as the start goes on that amplifier is made to play down low, but not to that 8.5 volts that stop start is going to be playing at. There are a handful of amplifiers that will. The new Kicker CS amplifiers, the yellow stripe, will play that low. You gotta understand. The other thing too to keep in mind when you're doing stop start, like if you watch us do the review on the 800.1 Kicker CS, which is reasonably priced and equally small, probably still fit underneath the seats in that Dodge Ram.
Probably.
You also have to worry about in the Dodge Ram whether or not it has fake engine noise, because if it does, you're going to have to bypass that as well. Most of those new Rams, and how you can check is what's underneath your driver's seat. If there's something that looks like an amplifier, it's got fake engine noise. You're going to need a T-harness for that.
See you later, Bobby.
Where do I have those?
What's up, Chris?
So both iData and PAC make one. If you're going to have a PAC module, you want this guy right here. This is the bypass, the factory ANC crap underneath the driver's seat. You would know if you had the Alpine system because it would tell you, or the Infinity or any of that crap up underneath there.
Yeah.
But anyways, those are the headaches you're going to run into right off the back, which is a generic Dodge Ram 2019. None of this stuff is easy anymore. But yeah, 10-inch screen.
Yeah, Justin say...
Whether it's a 10-inch screen or an 8-inch screen, doesn't matter. The Amp Pro will work. Whether you have a premium sound system or a basic sound system, Amp Pro will work. Stop start throws a whole loop. Now, what I was getting ready to say about that, if you watch the amp dyno video we did at Kicker with the Kicker CS, the reason why we went all the way down to 9 volts is to show you guys it will play down to 9 volts. However, you're not going to be getting any voltage or output power at 9 volts.
Right.
So, you know, it's like it's a 800 was like 1100 watts at 14.4. It was like 900 or 850 at 12 volts. At stop start, when that battery goes and you're still playing it loud, you're being so mean to your equipment, and it's not doing any amounts of output. I think the amp was putting out like 300 or 400 watts.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's still playing, but
the stop start. Get rid of it. It sucks.
All right, so finally do the D6-1200.
Saw some pictures.
There's no signal cables going into it. Crazy to see what a DSP and 6-channel amps with no RCAs.
Yeah, it is kind of weird.
Nice. This one.
Yeah.
98.
Chevy Camaro SS.
Chevy Camaro SS. And dash stock month.
Two-ohm system.
Question, it's, will the Pioneer AVIC 8200 plug directly into the Monsoon amplifier system without any special hookups?
Correct. Yeah, it will. That amplifier would take the output voltage of the because the Chevy, in their infinite wisdom, basically built the Monsoon amplifier with the ability to take high-level input. They didn't change the radio for the car. So whether you got the monsoon system or not, it was still the same factory amplified output on the radio. So yeah, you can just put your Pioneer right in there and hook it up to the plug and rock on. It might be a little hotter than it was previously, but otherwise, yeah, you're golden.
How do you calculate the output voltage of an amplifier to set the gains on the PDXB?
We got a whole video on that where we show you how to do it. I don't remember which video it is off the top of my head. I know we did that when we showed how to use the Lumi, I think. But we do have a whole video on that, and it's not in the install diaries. It's like tips from the install bay or something like that, where we go over and show you how to do all that math. Hey, Dean and Fernando, what can you guys say about Morel Tempo Ultra separates? Thanks.
Wow.
They are great.
Yeah.
Make sure you buy them.
Yeah.
No, the Tempos are
awesome.
The entry-level line of the Morels, for the most part. They're phenomenal.
They're good.
You know, it's a great speaker that they make. Yeah, dude, love them. They make great products. I mean, it's one of those companies that just makes really good stuff all across the board.
Exactly.
But they're speakers, so sound is susceptible, so it just gets really crazy.
Seriously, how many hours do you guys work on average every day?
So, you know, we're open from 9:30 to 6:30, which usually means Fernando gets here about 10.
Yeah.
I try to get here before him. We'll just say that. Some mornings are better than others.
Yeah, right.
We typically will start breaking down what we're doing at 6:30-ish. It just varies. Some nights we're here till, like last night we were here till about 7:30. I think this week we were here till about 7:30 every night. And then, you know, that's it for here for him. He runs home and does soccer, does kids, and I run home and I sit there and do videos and edit till the wee hours in the morning. And then we get up the next morning and it starts all over again. This week we didn't get a video on Thursday because I had to sit at home and read the owner's manual to the Bit 10 HD because we'd never done one and we're doing one for the first time. And I wanted to know the ins and outs of how it worked, where it's at, all the little bells and whistles. And they just give you a quick start guide, but you can go online, you can download the whole kit and caboodle. So I was up there again. I didn't get any extra sleep. I was still up till 2 in the morning trying to figure out how to use it, and which was good. Which wasn't the hiccup in it, it was actually programming the amplifiers, which was the hiccup, because with that system, you'll see you actually have to go in and tell each amplifier what it's doing. Tempo Ultra plus Helix Mini DSP.
Tempo.
Ooh.
Tempo Ultra.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Tempo Ultra plus plus
the
Helix Mini DSP. That would be cool. Go active with center channel. Pick up a set of the CCWRs. 254s for a center channel. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
really
Bye, Jason.
Awesome.
Have a great weekend,
time.
man.
Let's pick up a set of these.
Bye, Victor.
Up in the dash. That'd be so awesome.
Yep.
What do we got? Okay.
7 hours a day.
I have them with the Helix Mini DSP with a stock radio. Yeah, that'll work cool.
Yeah.
Oh, they're bright. Time's up. I feel like it's really close.
Well, yes, it's gonna be a video on the
so
install.
we filmed all 4 days, so we filmed it. It's gonna be a multi-part and all the other fun stuff. All right, I think we're just gonna call it there. Our timekeeper's leaving, so that means we're pretty much good. DNF Tool Drawer is a place you can find all the cool tools that we use. Teespring/store/5stars is a place you can go to find shirts. We're going to update that here soon. We have one that's coming out I'm really excited about. Remember, we have the audio control trip coming out. We'll probably talk about that more on Monday. We'll talk about the cool things we got going on with that. I'm really excited to have that. What am I missing? We're on Patreon.
Patreon.
I know. I promised you a podcast. I screwed up. It's there. We actually have 3 podcasts just sitting to be put out. It's actually we might have 4. So those need to...
Yeah.
Somebody needs to get on top of that guy. I swear to God. Hey, you that's supposed to be in charge of that. That'd be me. All right, guys. That's it. Remember, it's the weekend. You're going to go have fun. It's Saturday night. Do cool things, but don't drive home drunk. Don't do that stupid stuff. Uber, Lyft, they're cheap. Call a friend that isn't drinking with you. you know. But make sure you make it back for Monday at 6:30 when we do the Facebook Live show where we answer more questions. We have more fun. It's a lot of good times. You guys have a wonderful weekend. We're going to head out. I got mileage to put on my tennis shoes.
Did you kill the mosquito?
I did not kill the mosquito, which means I'll be putting Benadryl all over my legs tomorrow.
All right, guys.
I hate freaking mosquitoes. You guys have a wonderful weekend as always. We'll see you later next time.
Bye.